Hi guys and welcome to this Volkswagen Golf R. This is the Mark 7 version from 2014, and as you can tell, this car is not stock. So this particular car is riding on H&R lowering springs, Sparco lightweight wheels, yet still with winter tires, but soon to be replaced by summer tires. On the outside it is a beautiful car with a onyx white pearlescent paintwork. Hope you can see because the car is dirty, but the weather right now is so that there really isn't much point in washing the car, because in a few hours it's gonna rain and it's gonna look the same. As this car is the R version, the top of the line of the Mark 7 Golfs, this car has 4 tailpipes at the back. You also find different R badges around the car, like here and here. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour takes just 4.9 seconds, and we are gonna test it right now. Okay, so we cleared the fact that this is a fast car, so on with the boring stuff. This is the key, a normal Volkswagen key. No keyless entry option here, unfortunately, but this car does have keyless entry as an option, of course. Now, if you sit at the back, this is of course my driving position. There is plenty of room, even for a person who is, let's say, roughly 6 foot, 5'9" maybe. Or if you live in Europe, 180 centimeters tall. This interior is rather special because this is the Nappa carbon leather, and this absolutely transforms the look of this car in my mind. If you get this car with the regular cloth seats, it's still good, but trust me, if you find a car that has these seats, it's well worth a buy. Okay, let's see how she sounds. Tell this car's exhaust isn't stock as well. The middle resonator has been deleted by a straight pipe, so to say. It's absolutely legal. There are no CO2 emissions affected, etc. It's just the noise, and the noise is within legal limits. So perfect. Okay, so without further ado, let's take it for a drive and I'll tell you more about the car. As you can see, this is the automatic version, which is the DSG, the double clutch gearbox. This particular version is the DQ250, I believe, which means it's the 6-speed version and one of the more, stronger versions of the 6-speed DSGs. There are problems, yes, of course, but they are generally due to clutch replacements, etc., and they aren't actually that expensive. So if you're worried about the DSG, test the car. If you feel any juddering, any hesitation, any bangs in gears, whatever, just walk away. This gearbox has to be silky smooth, which this is, and then, well, it's gonna work fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, one more thing. If your car has done more than 60,000 kilometers or 120,000 kilometers, just check that the gearbox oil has been changed, because this is a big factor in the fact that this gearbox will actually last. Let's put it in sport mode. Do a quick acceleration for you. Very nice sound, very nice sound indeed. nice crackle, and there's nice crackles on the overrun as well. I've driven so many of these 2-liter VAG group hot hatches, Octavias, Golfs, Cupras. If you make even the slightest modification to your exhaust, it's just gonna sound so much better, trust me. If you're thinking of doing it, just do it. Just do it. Backbox delete, a brand new exhaust from start to finish, or just a resonator delete like this car has, it's just worth it. So yeah, gearbox covered. Engine is fairly bulletproof. The things to worry about are the turbo, and yeah, that's about it. And if there's a tune on the car, yeah, it might have an effect on that as well. But many of the cars run perfectly well within, let's say 500 horsepower even, and a stage 1 tune shouldn't be a problem for this engine. As it is right now, stock, it's 300 horsepower, 221 kilowatts, and with a stage 1 tune, just a tune, this car can produce 360, 370, 380, even 400 horsepower, and it's fairly reliable at doing that. And trust me when I say this, I've driven a tuned Golf R, and yeah, it's a fast car. I timed a Golf R with a software update to 380 horsepower, and it did 3.91 according to my draggy, and yeah, that was a seriously fast car. What else? Driving capabilities, steering feel, acceleration, etc. Well, as this is on H&R lowering springs, yeah, it's a bit compromised. It doesn't handle, large speed bumps as well as it should. Wait, I shouldn't have come here, damn it. Okay, never mind. But if you keep it standard, it's very good, it's very usable on a daily basis. One thing that I do regret, that this car here doesn't have the DCCD, I think it was called, which means the dynamic chassis control damper, whatever it was called, but it cannot be adjusted. On the Cupra, you can choose between sport mode or comfort mode, and it really does make a difference. In this car, it's just, yeah, normal. It's just normal. I wish, if I have to wish, I think I would choose even a more harder setting. Steering feel is a typical Volkswagen. It's very typical. If you choose between race and normal, there is a very noticeable difference in the way the steering feels, because it's so much more heavier in race mode. But again, haven't driven many BMWs recently, and older cars, I wish it was a bit harder even. But having said that, there's really nothing to complain about, and the cool thing is just put it in normal and it's very light, very usable, easy. Now this car came out in 2014, I think, at the end of 2014, and it went on until 2017, I believe, when the facelift was introduced. It's basically the same car, just with some slight upgrades like the digital dashboard, a bigger display and stuff like that. But generally, oh yeah, and it also has a 7-speed DSG, but generally speaking, it's the same car with the same horsepower, with the same power figures. So if you're after something with a factory warranty and something that looks a bit younger, go for it. But if you're just after the driving feel and you want, everything a hot hatch should offer, but within a usable package, this 7.1 version of the Golf R is absolutely perfect. And here I get to my point actually that I want to make. Out of all the hot hatchbacks I've driven, I mean the Civic Type R, Megane RS, Cupras, what else, Focus RS, etc. Even the Mercedes A45 or the BMWs. Actually, I haven't driven the BMW, so scratch that. But out of all of those cars, considering reliability, price, appeal, how fast it is, how good it looks, the options, how usable it is on a day-to-day basis, and how fun this car can be if you thrash it, I think the Golf R has everybody beat, really. Because yes, it doesn't have the Type R's steering feel, It doesn't have the, you know, pop and bang of the Megane RS or the Focus RS, and yeah, it's not as flashy as a Mercedes A45, but as a package it does everything very well. And stating that Type R unusable on the road, Focus RS is cheap on the inside, Mercedes A45, I'm sorry, but it's just so damn expensive. Still, it's not worth it, and if anything goes wrong, you are in a deep poop. Cupra, just a cheaper version of this, and the GTI is front-wheel drive, so there really isn't much to choose from. This is the definitive all-round hot hatchback. Simple as that. Now, I should also quickly mention the options on this car. This car has the biggest screen they offered at the time, the Discover Pro. Yeah, it's really usable, it's nice, but the fact is that this doesn't have Apple CarPlay. Apple CarPlay was introduced back in 2016, I believe, so that's a bummer. What else? Very nice steering wheel, R design, grippy, feels good. Seats, as I said, cloth are, you know, as standard. This was quite an expensive option, I believe, so if you find a car like this, it's a good buy. What else? Lane keep assist, dynamic light assist, adaptive cruise control, all are things that if you have, it's nice to have. Adaptive cruise control is, I think, the most important one, because I really use it. But yeah, all the materials inside, they feel rather expensive. There's, you know, apart from some places around the car, there isn't too much plastic materials. Everything you touch and feel, almost perfect. I do wish that they made the pedals a bit more metally. They're just too plastic in my opinion, but that's my only complaint, I have to say. So yeah guys, this was my short review of the Volkswagen Golf R MK7. A very nice car. With a nice soundtrack, a nice interior, and just a all-round very good package. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you again. Bye bye.